I've come to the small village of Dunchideock in South Devon and to look at the parish church and the churchyard. Most of this church dates back to the 14th and 15th centuries. We'll start by having a look inside the church. As you come into the church, you can immediately feel the age of this building. On the floor are a number of memorial stones of very early dates. This one is 1633. Here we have one from 1664. And a pair of stones, 1622 and 1633. Unusually, the main pillars are made of red sandstone. More normally in this area, they would be made of granite rock. The roof is in the barrel style, and there are some painted bosses. It's very dark up there, but I'll try and close in on this one. Another one here. There's a panel on the wall here listing the rectors of the parish, and they date back to 1261. Opposite the door we came in is the large memorial to Major General Stringer Lawrence. He died in 1774. High on the wall and difficult to read from the ground level, this one is dated 1697. This is 1812, and it remembers Elizabeth, the wife of the Reverend Thomas Hugo, and his daughter Elizabeth Hugo. This tells us that the rood screen was erected in memory of two members of the Lucas family. The first one, in fact they were brothers, Harold Clement Montague Lucas, who died at New Chapelle, 1914, and then Claude Neufville Lucas, Royal Navy, went down with HMS Indefatigable, the Battle of Jutland. That's a high price for any family to pay. This one is on the floor, but still very clear to read. The body of Aaron Baker of Bohay, who died the 28th day of October, 1683, in the 75th year of his age. Then we have the family crest, and then underneath it reads, "Also here lieth the body of Mrs. Anne Mitchell, one of the granddaughters of the above said Aaron Baker, and she died in 1695. This one has the coat of arms at the top, and then the inscription is in Latin, but it dates to 1683. These are high on the wall, and they mention again Baker. Move across the one next to it. Catherine Jane Keats, Diana Elizabeth Pittman. One beneath with the dog, William Norman Winkworth of Dunchideock House, who was a church warden, and then his wife. And then the later one for another Winkworth of the same address, who was also a church warden. And more, very high up. I won't try to read them. The camera does a better job than I can see from the ground level. There are several more of the Pittman family. This is Captain Charles R.S. Pittman, one of the last generation in the direct line of the Pittman family of Dunchideock House. And finally, and certainly not least, those that died in the First War. There are 5 names there: Harold Lucas, Claude de Lucas, James Bannatyne, Alfred Medland, Albert Hutchings, and beneath we have the name from the Second World War. This is a tiny little hamlet, so just the 5 names plus the other one is a big loss. Well, there's even more inside to be seen, and if ever a church gave a feeling of how long it's been there, it's this one. You just feel the age as you walk through that door. There are some graves outside, and we'll pick out 1 or 2 of those as we go around. This very large one, right by the main door, the inscription is completely obliterated, all sides and on the top. But I'm going to make a guess that this is for the Pittman family, who seem to be the lords of the manor in this area. But that's my estimation, don't take my word for it. This is a modern stone. This is Gwendolyn Poynton Dick, who died in 2007, and her beloved husband William Poynton Dick, 1956, who was laid to rest in Ghana. And on the other side is this rather lovely inscription: "Laugh as we always laughed at the little jokes we enjoyed together. Play, smile, think of me, pray for me. Let my name be ever the household word that it always was." The older stones are not always very easy to read, but this one is for William, the son of Robert and Mary Horwell, 1875, just 22 years old. At the back of the churchyard, a number of stones have been moved and stood against the wall. Again, they're not very easy to make out. This one we can read, despite the ivy: Charlotte, the wife of Richard Strong of Drews Tainton, died in 1901, aged 81. If we go down to the bottom, we can just make out the name of Richard Strong. The cross here in the long grass, we can make out the name at the bottom. This is Isabel MacDonald, 1926. This is to John Rice, who died in 1927, aged 82, organist of these parishes for 63 years. I imagine he knew most of those tunes without reading sheet music by that stage. And Mary Eliza, his wife, died 1930, aged 92. 63 years, the organist. Elizabeth Jane Walden, 1964, and her husband Willoughby Joseph Walden. And he was interred at Dodyscoombley. We've got some wonderful names here in this part of Devon. Dodyscoombley. There's this Celtic style cross in the red sandstone. I'm having trouble with the surname at the bottom for the inscription. It might be Baker. I can see Emily Gertrude, who died in 1928. And I'm not getting the rest of it easily. This is a modern stone, Una Greenhow, 2008. But if you look at the image at the top there, it's disintegrating a little bit. but that looks like a grand piano. So we imagine that was Una's forte. Harry Reginald Bristow Watkins of Dunchideock Orchards, 1894 to 1965, soldier, farmer and churchwarden. This one is next to the path as we come in, and if we look at the inscription on the base, it's Joseph Drew Ellis of Dunchideock Barton, 1931. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Dunchideock Barton is the farm building right next door to the church here. I'm going to leave it there. It's not a very large graveyard, but you must come here just for the sake of the church. It's simply amazing with all its history. And a lovely rural spot in Devon, in South Devon. Till the next time.